Hi guys, so I'm back with a new question. So today we have a continue question which is question number 17. To count total character in the file, total words in the file, total lines in file and frequency of given word in the file. So let's just head on to the text editor with this string we would need for reference. So let's just comment this out, and what we can do is, so first of all we would require the file. So file equal to open, and file path is fe pps lab / input.txt. So we will use the files we created in our last lecture, which is input.txt and output.txt. So basically we will need one file only, so we will use input.txt with this text to copy contents of one file to other python programming language. So we will open that file and we will read. So let's just give the mode also for reducing errors, and then what we can do is content equal to file.read. So file.read will read the everything in the file. Let's just print this. So content, so we got each content. Now this is a string, we can convert it into a list. So let's just convert it as a list. So now you can see here each character is as a separate element in this list. So basically if we return the length of this list, means basically if we return the number of each elements, then it is our count of number of characters in the file. So basically we can return this length. So if we take this length and print this, so it is 69. So let's just reduce some lines. Let's just reduce this line all. So we will give this much thing. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Basically it should print 8. Why? Because spaces are too considered as characters. So if we run this now, so we got 8. So basically we are now getting the character count. So let's just undo that, and we are now getting char count. So char count. So this is one thing. Now what we have to do, total characters we got, total words. So instead of words, let's just focus on lines first, and then after lines we will focus on words. So what we can do is, I have explained in the last lecture some more methods to read things. So let's just take content again. Content equal to length, instead of length, file dot read line. So basically what this will give, it will give the line. So content read line, what happened is, so basically what happens whenever we uses this file dot read. Now basically Python works as a cursor. Basically cursor is here. Now as I have given the method read, it wrote all the file, and now cursor is at this end, at the end of the file. So now when I try to read the line again, this cursor can't read anything ahead. So what we have to do is either take this cursor back to this position or store this thing in an variable and reuse again. So basically let's see the second approach of storing this in an variable. So let's take an content equal to this file dot read. So this is that, and then we will convert the content into a list and then print the character count, which will using the length function on the list. So basically content isn't modified, just the character count is taken. So now what we can do is, we have an content, So it is full content, means everything in this file. So now we have to separate how many lines are there. So for basically lines are created using this /n character, as we have discussed in the strings. If you have followed the previous videos, we put n/n special character which creates a new line. So basically we can split using that. So let's take this a new variable lines in file equal to content dot split. We will split using new line character /n. So now let's just take this variable and print and see whether we have performed some correct operations or not. So now you can see this is first line up to full stop, this, and after that /n. You can see here an extra character, this, then /n. It isn't visible, just it says that take other all text in the next line, and then this is the second line. So basically now if we return this length, then it is the number of lines. So what we can do is num of line, we can directly use this only, take the length, and let's just print this. So 2, basically there are 2 lines. If I add some third line, so 3 lines, basically it works fine. So now we got the lines and we got the total character. Now why I said we will see the words afterwards, because now either to calculate the words, what we have to do, either run a for loop over this, and whenever we get in space, we will increment our word counter. So here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4, 5, 6, 7, and here now we have to also create a word at this end at /n. Why? Because only spaces, if we count this first line, let's just assume this first line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. But when we run a for loop over this and check for spaces, then this becomes 1. As for space, we increment the counter. So basically word counter is 0. Now for this space it's become 1. Here 2, here 3, here 4, here 5, here 6, here 7, here 7, and here it isn't finding any space. So up till here it has only been 7. So we have to also use the /n for the counter. So let's just create such a thing. So what we can do is for I in content. So now what we will do, if I equal n space or I equal /n, means both of things are perfectly fine for us, this or this. Then what we will do is word counter plus equals 1. Basically we are incrementing the word counter. First of all we have to define it, word counter equal to 0. So let's just reduce this, and at last we will take word counter. So now basically let's just count the words. So these are 8 words, first line 9, here 1 dash 10, 11, 12. Basically it should return 12. Let's just check this. So it returned 11. Why? Because here these are 8s, including this /n. Now the words become 8 words in the first line. After that this one space became 9, this one 10, this one 11, and here there is no space. So what we can do is either we can initialize this word counter by 1, as last word is not counted, so it will automatically get counted. If we execute this, now we get 12, or else we have to check some conditions at the last element. So I think this is a good approach, but not the best. For this case it will run fine, but in some other cases it won't run, or it might give some errors. So according to your usage, you can modify this code, but general working is the same for counting the words. This is method 1 for counting the word. Else what we can do is, as we split the content using /n, similarly we can now again split this content using space. So what we can do is, let's just comment this. The second thing would be, so words equal to, first of all we have to split the content. So content dot split. So we will split using space, and let's just print this to see what all things we got. So let's just expand this. So 2 copy 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is an single word, so we don't want this single word. This /n should also be splitted. So what we can do is, we can run an for loop over this, and then we can run an for loop over this and check whether if /n contains in the word. Instead of saying, let's just try. So for I in words, what we can do is, if /n means new line character is there in I, so what we will do is, instead of this we have to modify the words. So we have to take the range. So range of length of words. So if this in words of I, if it is there in this, then what we will do is, words of I should be splitted using /n. So words dot words of I dot split using /n. So if we execute this, then here another list got created. Instead of counting the length, we can take an word counter, and then word counter plus equal 1, and if we get /n in the word, we can again increment the word counter plus equal 1. So now also it should give us the same 12 output. Let's just check. So yeah, we are getting again 12. Instead of taking the length function, we can use this method of counting the words and use this. So this was a second method for counting the words. Now we have total words, total line, and frequency. So now the frequency of the given word we have to find. So basically we have to separate out the words and then find the frequency. So what we can do is, we can use the second approach, and instead of doing this counting words, we will use word counter for this. We will use method first for counting the words, but for finding the frequency we would require the words. So what will we do? Words equal to content dot split. So let's just see what all stuff is there in the word. So this thing is there. So now we have to separate this. So for I in range length of words, what we will do, if other if it contains /n, Then if slash n in words of I means at that index the word contains slash n, we have to separate. What we can do is words dot remove or clear copy count extend, or what we can do is words dot remove, we will remove words of I. So words are main list of containing this thing. We will remove this word. First of all, we will store in some variable. Variable would be separate words would be our variable. We will separate the words. We are going to separate the words, so we will store that in this words of I. So this value is currently in this separate words, so we will remove this, and after that what we will do is we will add a list to this. So words equal to words plus separate words dot split using slash n. So separate words is not defined. So now you can see other and Python got separated. So it got separated. How is this working? So basically at this step what we are doing, list of n work list out of index. So let's just comment this, print words. So let's just give a pass. So basically we are getting this list. So now we have to separate this element because slash n is not required and these two are separate words. So what we can do is we will first store this value, this word, in a separate word variable. After storing it, we will remove it from the list. So now basically this is removed. So let's just copy this and use the output.txt. So now what is happening, this is stored in a separate variable, so it will be removed. So it got removed and it is stored in some separate variable, so it is stored here. So now what will it do, we are using this words means this list, and we are adding another list which is generated using this separate word dot split. So basically we are splitting this using this. So what we are doing this, making a list of this. The split generally returns a list of separate variables. So now this list plus this list, so we are basically adding at the end. So when we add and execute this, so we are getting this thing, other and Python at the last of this list. So basically this is the working. We are removing the thing from the list and then separating it and creating a list. It automatically creates a list. We are just adding it using list operation. So after that, now we have a list of separate words. So instead of using this word counter and increasing our time complexity, we can do this thing using so instead of doing all that stuff, we can just do this thing, and word count would be word count equal to length of words. So let's just see whether it works. So 12, yeah, we have 12 words. So now words count is separated, and for the frequency, what we can do is we can create a dictionary. So word freq equal to empty dictionary, and what we will do for I in words. So we are iterating through this words list. Basically just print that for visualizing it. So print words, let's just give a pass. So currently we are having this words list. What we will do is in the for loop, if word frequency means the dictionary dot get key is the I, means if the word frequency dot get word means basically if this dictionary contains this word 2, then what we will do is not equal to none, or it directly gets executed with the if. So if it is none, none is false, and it goes to the else. So if word frequency dot get I means the dictionary contains that thing, then what we will do is word frequency of word I, we will increment it by 1. So basically increment the count at the word frequency, else we will add an entry in the word frequency. So word frequency dot I equal to 0. So now if I print this word frequency and use this, so 2 is basically it should be 1, because we are getting one count. If we set to 0 means everything will be set to 0. So 2 is 1 times, copy is 1 times, content is 1 time, off is 1 time. So let's just take some repeating thing. To the creator of Python, from the creator of Python spelling, yeah. So 2, the is repeated 2 times, creator is 2 times, of Python. So let's just see whether it works. So 2 1 times, the 2 times, creator 2 times, of 2 times, Python 2 times, and from 1 time. So now what we can do is we can print all this stuff. So basically character count, so print char count, and then the variable char count. Similarly the line count, so line count and num of line, and then the word count, so basically length of words. So here line count, word count, and here word count, word count, not words. So then word frequency, then we can directly print word frequency, word frequency, and then word frequency, comma. So now you can see character count is 51, line count 1. So we are 1 line. Let's create it 2 line. So if we execute this, so 51 characters, 2 lines, 10 words, 1 2 3 4 5, 5 plus 5 10, 10 counts, and word frequency. So word frequency, if we use double star, then take at most 4 argument. So yep, so we can directly print this only, the word frequency. So this is all about this question to count total characters. We count the character, line, word frequency. So this is all about this question number 17. That's all for this video. We will meet in our next video.